I need help. I hear those three words all the time when I'm talking to small business people and entrepreneurs, and they're talking about their website. They don't know exactly what to do. They don't know how to hire people. They don't know who to bring in. They don't know how much money to spend. It's a tough problem, and we all have to have our websites up and working well and representing our best self as a small business entrepreneur. My name is Lynn Hinderrocker. This is NxBizSuccess. And to answer that question today, tell us how to sort through all the choices and the outsiders that we can bring into our world for a short or maybe an extended period of time. I have Sally Cohen. She's from the Omaha, Nebraska area. She heads up e-growth in the Omaha area, correct?
Yes.
Thanks for joining us on NxBizSuccess.
Thank you.
It's a very confusing process trying to find somebody with your website, whether you already exist or you're just exists in your mind. What are some of the things that people should be thinking about? How do I find somebody? I just opened the yellow pages. There's 39 players, or 390 for that matter.
Right.
How do I select an appropriate website development partner?
Well, you want to go through the selection process just like you would with any other vendor. You want to interview a number of vendors that you get referrals from other people in the business community.
Okay.
You also want to make sure that you have a good list of what you're expecting from that vendor prior to engagement.
Okay.
So that you know what they're planning on doing, how they're planning on doing, and how much it should cost you to get it all done. And then just like any other good business decision, you should have a plan for what happens at the end.
For deployment, and then once we get done with the project, is the relationship
maintains
over and taking
Right.
it going forward?
Right.
You know what, I myself have gone through this process. I know many people that have, and,
Sure.
and each one of the website development firms or even individuals, freelancers, whatever, they all seemingly have great credentials, but they all, it's like a mosaic that's incomplete. Nobody seems
Right.
to have the entire picture.
Right.
And if they claim to have the entire picture, we're talking 5 figures or maybe 6.
Sure.
How do you actually know, or should you plan on just assuming you can't do it smoothly the first time out? You're going to have to redo it again and again. How does it go?
I say to my customers, break it up into 4 segments
Okay.
and really look at those 4 segments as individual segments. The first segment is the technical piece. Make sure that that technologist knows how to write good code, or you buy a platform that will do what you need it to do if you have e-commerce in particular.
Now let me interrupt you before
Sure.
we go. Good code. How would I know whether you write great code or not? You know,
Well,
I mean,
one thing, it works.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, that's true.
You can also look at the other websites that they do. There's also tools out there that you can run reports if you know what kind of reports to run on that code.
Okay.
Or again, hire a consultant to say, does this person write good code?
Oh.
Where else do I look to see, have they written good code in the past?
So
Is
not
it
only are we talking
compliant?
about bringing in a website developer, but we might be bringing in another person to evaluate the website
Correct,
developer or
correct.
the technical aspects of it. Anyway.
Absolutely, to make sure that that's what you need.
All right. I'd never thought of that before, and that's
Sure.
fast. So we've got good code. What's our point number 2?
Point number 2 is good content. So in other words, the language, the writing, all of the messaging about that website. So
Right.
it may have come from your brochures, your newsletters, those kinds of things, or you may hire a writer
Yes.
to write that content because you need good website descriptions, you need good short taglines, you need good content that's brochure language, then you may need descriptions about your products or your other services.
Right.
And you also need good language so that somebody can read through, how do I get through my site? What do those buttons say?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that
that's-
I directionally get my people through my website.
So you're talking about the navigation buttons. They have to say the right
Correct.
thing.
Absolutely.
You know, it's so easy as a website or as a small business person to just copy everybody else's
Sure.
site and, you
Sure.
know, about us and contact us.
Right.
Is that a good idea, or is it smart to be more original and imaginative about how you label your buttons and stuff like that?
It just so depends upon your own site, your own personality. I mean, if you have really fun content, then use really fun buttons. If you really don't know what to do, go with the tried and true, and then work on your,
Okay.
what it is best for your business.
And talking about content, and we'll go on to the next
Sure,
point, but
sure.
hasn't this changed over the last 3, 4, 5 years, where it used to be the rule of thumb was brag about your company. It was kind of like, just come out and say we're the greatest, we're the best, buy us. Now it seems I see a more subtle and creative approach towards content creation and the language that's used. It seems to be more personal, or maybe more talking about the user than about the
Right.
product.
Right.
Do you see that too, or is that just me?
Well, I see both, and again, it's so dependent upon the business. If you're really a sturdy business-to-business kind of person and you need to be no nonsense and really get the message across, do that. If
Okay.
your company is one that is about levity and having fun and there's some other similar kind of element, like a Chipotle, where they use, use real creative writing.
Yeah, their brand personality is a little more left of center or whatever.
Absolutely.
Sure.
They have a lot more fun with their content.
Okay.
So it really depends upon the business and what you're trying to get. But if you spend too much time having fun and your customer doesn't buy from you, then what have you done?
Sure.
So pay attention to
And
the
that takes us
content.
into our third point, which is graphics, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Graphics is your next checklist
Yeah.
to make sure that you're doing everything from your logo to make sure you buy your pictures. Don't pirate your pictures. Make sure you have good photography. Make sure you use video correctly, flash correctly, and then of course all of the colors around your website, all of the colors of your template. Make sure that they look good on various screens.
And are consistent with other printed materials that you've done, but they
Correct.
may actually vary somewhat because you're in a digital world.
Correct, but you do want it to be, if I saw my brochure, I saw my business card, and I see my website,
Right.
visually clue, they all look similar.
Okay, so we've talked about point number one, which is good code, right?
Good code.
The technical aspect. We've talked about good content, appropriate
Correct.
language, interesting language, hopefully. Number three are the graphics. And number four, go ahead and tell us what that is.
Marketing.
Marketing.
You have to have money reserved for marketing.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that you're optimizing so that you're visible on Google. You need to make sure that you have some money reserved if you need to buy pay-per-click advertising and search engines. You also may want to do some yellow page advertising if you're a local business. And you may
We're talking about online yellow page.
online yellow pages,
Okay.
where all of it's going, mobile advertising, those kinds of pieces.
Okay.
And you may want to do something that if your business is driven by coupons or events, have some money to make sure you can get that blasted out on the internet.
Okay. Now, all of these things are predictable except for the last one. The last
Sure.
one is a plethora, really, of choices.
Sure.
Not everybody knows how to
Sure.
buy Google AdWords and stuff like that.
Sure.
And so when we're out there interviewing people, is it realistic to expect that they can do all of these things for us? Or is that just a sham? Are they primarily, there's either technical, there are creative
Right.
types, there are marketing types,
Right.
or can they all come together for you?
There's a few large agencies in the country that can do all of those things, but my experience with most of the ones in this region are that they're very good in one area or another.
Right.
And that's where you need to make sure you understand if they're doing your pay-per-click advertising, are they blending it out to fit their business model, or are they really looking for words that attract your customer when they're ready to buy?
All right. Sally Cohen from eGrowth in the Omaha, Nebraska area. I appreciate this briefing. It's such a complex area, and
Yes.
it's changing rapidly. We all know about technical and the words and the pictures, but now the marketing piece, it all gets blended together. It's a tough thing to find the right person. Real quickly now, I'm going to put you on the spot. How much should a small business person starting from scratch pay for a website with a little bit of marketing support? $2,000, $3,000, $10,000, $20,000, what?
I mean, you should at minimum.
I'm putting you on the spot already.
You are. You at minimum should be budgeting, $3,000 to $5,000 to get all of those pieces done.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
One of these things, this is going to be a subject that we're going to come back to again and again because it changes so often. My name is Lynn Hinderrocker, NxBizSuccess. Now you know what to do with the website and how to choose a person who will help you get it all done in one seamless package. Come back next time on NxBizSuccess. Keep on going and keep on growing.